What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Pro Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here with our Week 6 Mac Team Builder here for the FPL, the Fun Pokemon League. Breaking the fourth wall for you guys. I have yet to play my Week 5 game, so I don't know if we were going to this battle 1-4 or 0-5. If we're going in this battle 0-5, we have to avoid a loss at all times. 2 losses could essentially keep us definitely out of the run in playoffs. 3, 100% just ruins our shot at playoffs. 2 gives us still a technical shot, but it would be then having to be massive differential wins if we lose 2 games in a row. But if we only lose the 1 game, it's not end of the world. We can still make playoffs of a 5-5 because it is only 5 coaches in 4 different divisions. So just again want to reiterate that in case I have to explain some things, but we are going against the Gardenia Leafeons in such a beautiful, pretty logo. I was one of my favorite logos I've ever seen from some people out there. So whoever did your logo, which is our coach that we're playing against, I don't know the name of, so I apologize. But whoever you did your logo did an amazing job. But we're going against them this week, and this is a very interesting matchup. I think we have kind of got the matchup in our favor. But like I always tell you guys, because we have a matchup in our favor doesn't mean we take it lightly. We go all out we can. Like when it came to the first round of RGBL, like I said, that matchup looked so much in my favor, but I didn't take anything for granted. I went into this matchup with full expectation. So definitely something to note with that. But let's go ahead and break down their team. But before we do that, make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new to join the Pro Shocker crew today, because you'll be feeling with the king of the crew. Let's see if we can try to get to at least 25 subs before my birthday. My birthday is in a week and a half, actually, so fun fact. I might do a video about my birthday, maybe doing like an update for the channel and kind of go over some stories or anything like that, maybe. But, yeah, so looking at our opponent's team, they have Mega Gallade, Rotom Frost, Tentacruel, Mudsdale, Miltank, Tyrantrum, Tapu Fini, Zarude, Magmortar, Thunderous Teat, and Bronzong. Really good. This is a really good team. I actually really like this team. There's a little few flaws here and there with it, but otherwise, I really love this team. This team is really, really good. But with that being said, let us go ahead and break down this matchup. So, looking at their team, I kind of don't see Bronzong coming. I don't think Bronzong really has the best matchup in this game. Thunderous, I feel like, doesn't come just because Thunderous is really tricky in how to use in this matchup. Plus, he has a better electric type to use in this matchup than he does with having the Thunders. Magmortar could possibly show up, but I'm not fully expecting it to show up just because of the fact that I do have like Omastar, I do have Zygarde, I have a couple of other good Pokemon that can do a lot of work. It could still come. I could still see it coming, but I don't know if it's going to be what he really wants. Zarude is definitely a possibility because of the fact it can take 1,000 arrows hits, and also has a really good reverse check counter to Obstagoon because it does get access to fighting coverage, so I can actually beat my Dark type 1v1. It's actually a good answer to things like my Blacephalon. It's a good answer to my Omastar, stuff like that. So it could definitely still come. That could be a very big possibility. And then Tapu Fini, I think, is also a really potentially good bring, as it's a good answer to Zygarde, it's a good answer to a couple of things on my team. But Fini is also one Pokemon that I have just like this 50-50 of it showing up, because I don't know. Fini's just one of those Pokemon I just don't quite know if it's good versus us. And actually, I'm going to look at something here, because I'm already going to spoil it, that we're already going to be bringing a certain Mon. I don't remember. Did Fairy resist? I think Fairy resists me, if I remember correctly. I think it does. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I think Fairy resists Bug. Or we just don't do a lot of damage to Finny. I don't know. Anyways, regardless, I already spoiled the web. Let's go over the team real quick. I expect him to bring. I expect Mega Gallade. 100% Mega Gallade is a massive threat. I do see this thing potentially running Shadow Sneak against us because he knows that's, or she knows that a potential Choice Scarf. Blacephalon kind of just goes burr on her team, so definitely something to note with that. I think Rotom Frost is a must-bring. Scarf Rotom really does put a lot of work on my team. It outspeeds everything on my team except if anything is +1 or Scarf or anything like that. Excuse me. Tentacruel, I think, is a good bring because of Toxic Spikes plus Rapid Spin to be able to have Hazard Remover in this matchup. I think Mudsdale's a must bring too as a really good defensive wall against a good part of my team. I do maybe think either Leftovers or Assault Vest could come in this matchup. I do expect Miltank to come. Miltank's kind of a toss up here. I can see Miltank being scrappy to hit me. I can also see Miltank being thick that to absorb the fire type hits, knowing that I can predict certain predictions and stuff like that. But I could also maybe see Sap Sipper if he's really worried about Tangrowth going against him, which Tangrowth kind of does do a lot, being a defensive wall against his team. Because I honestly really just need to be physically defensive. I can be like no special defensive investment at all, really, and just really wall out so much of his team. So something to kind of really note with that. But going into what I can see, I either see Thick That or I see Scrappy. One of the two. If I see, we have no way to really try find out if Scrappy's going to be it, but we don't know. And I do think Tyrantrum comes. Tyrantrum either being Dragon Dance or Choice Scarf is a massive problem. Head Smash is a massive issue versus our team. Now, the reason I do expect it to be potentially Choice Scarf along with Rotom is because, again, my Zygarde is a massive threat versus his team. Besides really anything, if Zygarde starts getting set up, Zygarde literally just claims a KO after a setup or two, or being just choice banding, just clicking 1,000 arrows for free, is one of the most number one things you don't do when facing Zygarde. So, look, with that being said, let's break down the team we are bringing. We're going to bring a bit of a really different team. We're bringing 3 mons from our Week 5 team over here, I believe. Might be 4, I don't know. But we have Ninjago, who's going to be making his debut this week with the Throat Spray, Unburdened, I believe, with Bug Buzz, Focus Plus, Mud Shot, and Spikes. Now, again, I don't know if I trust myself to run Spikes this game. I might... Actually, let me just look here. Energy Ball does 90. What does Sludge Bomb do? Sludge Bomb does 90. Chance to poison the target. It's going to do the same amount of damage. I'm just going to go for... I'll go for Energy Ball. It hits a little more than so. I'm going to take Spikes off. I think Spikes could have been really good, but I don't think it's going to be really that worth it. We're a fully offensive Acelgar set this week with Bug Buzz, Focus Blast, Mud Shot, and Energy Ball. 116 HP, 40 defense, max special attack, modest nature, 100 in speed. The speed lets me guarantee that I am faster than everything on our team. That is not Choice Scarf. And then with also clicking Throat Spray after I click a Bug Buzz, which is the sound-based attack, my Throat Spray activates, I get a +1, and then I can basically start killing everything on her his team. Because Mudsdale can't kill me unless it's got rock coverage, and even if the rock coverage, it may not even be enough to kill me. Bug Buzz gives me a free KO. Focus Blast is there for the Miltank if I feel like I need it. It's also really there for the... What else is it there for? It's also there for Tyrantron, which we can also knock out. And then Energy Ball can be good for Mudsdale, good for Tapu Fini. Mudshot is really just there for... I guess it's also there for Magmar in case we get boost going and Magmar's not Assault Vested, which could possibly be. But also Mudshot's also really good to kind of hit the Tentacruel for super effective damage, which is really, really good. Because I'm pretty sure we should be able to two-shot Tentacruel with Mudshot with this investment. So really hoping this set works out. I've never really used Throat Spray on this guy yet, and I've been seeing a lot of people use Throat Spray on this guy because he's a really good offensive mon to use to take advantage of it. So really excited to try it. The 116 gives me a lot of bulk in my HP, and I went the rest into defense just because we're a little weaker on that side. So I'm actually bringing Gene here, holding the Chople Berry. Now this is a really interesting set by me right here. I think it's a really cool set. It's kind of a bulky setup set of some sorts. We have enough speed to outspeed Rotom so we can get confirmation of Rotom is Scarf. We are going to be running Guts this week as our ability instead of something maybe like Reckless or maybe something like Defiant potentially. Because I think he's going to be smart enough to bring Spin on Tentacruel versus Defog on his Thundurus and also on his Rotom. So I feel like Bulk Up Obstagoon is really good. With Bulk Up, I can take one hit from the Mega Gallade. I can knock that thing out with a knockoff or a body slam if he clicks Close Combat. If he doesn't click Close Combat, it could be a roll, depending on the situation. And then we can just get a massive chip damage off on him, bring something in for free, and then be able to go from there. So definitely something to note right there. And I think Grimmsnarl, I don't know why I keep calling this thing Grimmsnarl. Obstagoon can just really good potentially to break, because we don't necessarily need him to just set up and go. we can kind of click just a couple of things and then go on the offense. We can click close combat, knockoff, and bulk body slam for freely against his team. So something to note with that. And I think the utility of having knockoff spam plus body spam to get Perez is also really good. So really think Obstagoon's a really good mon for this game. And close combat's really just there for the Rotom. It's also there for Miltank and the Tyrantrum. Up next, making his debut this season is Magneto, holding the Shuka Berry, and I'm a little nervous to go Shuka Berry. I feel like Shuka Berry is not necessary, but I think it's the best way to go. We're going to be bringing our Godless Slowking with Trick Room, with Sludge Wave Scald, and Psychic. Scald is really just there for the Mudsdale. I didn't see any other reason to run another move. I was thinking maybe Ice Beam, potentially, for Tyrantrum, but I think I like Scald better, and still Psychic still hits it really hard, and it's forcing him to click Earthquake versus Head Smash against me, which is really, really good, but I generally think Magneto is a really good mon in this game. I definitely think we can take advantage of a couple of things with Trick Room on our team, most likely only one, but we'll get into that. But honestly, Slowking's job is to hopefully try to wear down the team and just try to keep things under in speed controls, keep this thing around as much as I can, and do stuff. And also, if you hear horns and stuff like that, I apologize. It's a trainer, one of those train conduct things. We're running 176 in HP and 80 defense for our defensive investment bulk. I didn't bother touching my spit up because my natural spit up is really good. And we're running max special attack with a modest nature. With a modest nature, I think, let me look at Mudsdale. Does Mudsdale generally outspeed me? Mudsdale does outspeed me. So I could have outsped Mudsdale for this reason. But I didn't bother to, because with me being faster than Mudsdale, if I click Trick Room, Mudsdale's faster than me. So the goal idea is to hopefully set up Trick Room in front of Mudsdale, or have Mudsdale click in front of me after I've already weakened him down. Click Trick Room as he Earthquakes, or even set it to Stealth Rocks, and then click either Scald or Psychic again, and just start spamming attacks. I generally think Slowking's really good for potential breaking, is good in this matchup, and I think it's got a really good shot. Up next, we're bringing Zygarde. Zygarde is just having a super field day in this team matchup here because Zygarde literally gets to do anything I want. Instead of the bulky offense that we're going to go with Gene, we're going to go more of a hyper offensive with Zygarde, but we're going to run a little bit more of a trickier set. We're going to run Sub DD because Sub DD actually looks anomaly good. And I'm just running Dual Stab. There's nothing else I need to run this matchup. I don't spam Outrage unless there is no Tapu Fini, and even if Tapu Fini is not around, I don't spam Outrage just yet until I'm confident enough to where I get in a position to do so. We need to get at least one DD up, and we're faster than both Rotom and Tyrantrum being Scarfed and everything else on his team. So basically, once I get a +1 up, it's going to be really hard for him to try to break my sub. If we get the sub off at the right moment, which is to go one-on-one, I would say, against Mudsdale, essentially, or just to get Mudsdale in a situation where we click sub, he doesn't break the sub on the first try, and we can go for another DD or something like that. Then if we get that sub going, I was thinking of running Protect with sub DD just to stall out turns and stall out kind of situations, then where I can click sub, DD up, sub Protect, DD up, DD Protect, DD, or sub DD, and then like the constant cycle. But I don't know. I felt like this was a more safer set, and I think gonna actually put in a lot more work. And again, I see us getting a lot of chances to freely get a setup going on. Unless he's got Roar and something, it's going to be a little annoying. But otherwise, there's nothing he can do really much to break my Zygarde. And with Zygarde, I'd be very much careful not clicking 1,000 Arrows right away, because I want to make sure if Mudsdale comes in, Mudsdale does not get that defense boost until I am ready to start clicking attacks, to the point where I either need to kill it, and then it can go for another Arrows and kill, or something else. Up next, we're bringing our Blacephalon. Blacephalon's another one of these mons that has a really good matchup. We're running Will-O-Wisp with Fire Coverage. His Fire Coverage kind of just spams the rest of his team. We're running Shadow Ball as well. With Flamethrower and Fire Blast, I can decide on what power output I want into going for the attack. Shadow Ball is also really good spam, and Will-O-Wisp is really, really good because Will-O-Wisp burns anything that I want. It can really do a lot of work for us there. With Willow Burn, we should be able to still live one potential knockoff from like a Gallade on a potential chance right there, which we're obviously never going to risk, obviously. But generally speaking, I think Cephalon can put in a lot of good work. We are going to get the Beast Boost and Special Attack with the Scarf set, just because of that. Spec sets, I think you have to run Jolly to make those work in some regards, but we'll worry about it later. But overall, I think Blacephalon has a really good matchup here. I think Blacephalon can put in a lot of good work. and I'm really excited to see where we go with it. We're running 16 HP, and we're running enough speed to outspeed his fastest thing, being Zarude, not counting Mega Elite, obviously. So even if Zarude does come in its choice scarf, I'm faster than that thing, which is also really good to know. And last but not least, we're bringing Lord Helix himself. With the White Herb, with Shell Smash, Ice Beam, Surf, and Earth Power, 24 in HP, max attack, special attack, I should say, and 232 speed. With the 232 speed, he actually outspeed Scarf Rotom, which is actually really important, because this also means I outspeed Scarf Tyrantrum. So with having the Shell Smash off, unless he has Scarf Zarude, there's nothing he can do. And if he does bring Tapu Fini is the only thing that can walls this thing. But if Tapu Fini does not come and we get a Shell Smash off, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I think we just straight up win with Omastar, because Omastar literally just plows through his team. Because the combination of water and rock and the water and stab and earth and ice is just super, super good. I generally think Omastar is the way to go. And even if Tentacruel comes in, Tentacruel can't kill me with Giga Drain. It's like a boosted item or something like that. And plus, if it's Shuca Berry, you pop that Shuca Berry so that way Zygarde gets to come in and Zygarde gets a free either free Dragon Dance or a 3,000 arrows kill. Something with that. But I'm super excited for this team. I think we have a really good shot at winning this matchup here. But again, it's going to come down to how I play versus the matchup itself. But if you all enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like. If you haven't already, subscribe if you are new. Join the FPL Shocker crew today because you'll be familiar with the king of the crew. And with that being said, I'll see you guys for week 6. Until next time, guys, peace.